Well, don't quit. That's Jake Steinfeld's motto. He spent decades motivating others to push through, power up, and keep going. And those two words became personal to him and his family after they lost their home in the California wildfires.
Jake Steinfeld is a fitness mogul and founder of Body by Jake. He's also the founder of Fit TV, an actor, author, and chairman of the National Foundation for Governors Fitness Councils. As a personal trainer, his clients include Harrison Ford and Steven Spielberg. During the January 2025 California wildfires, more than 18,000 homes were destroyed. Jake and his family's home of over 30 years was among them. Using his never quit approach to life, Jake found ways to remain positive and move forward.
Well, Jake Steinfeld is here with us now, and you are a survivor.
Come on, man.
It's good to have you back.
It's great to see you. Come on, all this is great, but I got to say, you know, as you know, Gordon, I've been coming here since we did the pilot for Big Brother Jake in 1989. And we shot the show from 90 to 95 with your brother Tim and, you know, your dad,
Well, I love
Pat.
your story about meeting him in was it a Holiday Inn or something like that?
Oh, no, it's the craziest.
Yeah.
I mean, if we had 25 minutes, we could really tell an in-depth story.
All
but
right, well, let's talk about your survival.
Yes.
Because you went through those fires.
Yes.
And what was it like? What was it like both evacuating and then coming back?
Well, first and foremost, you know, we've been living in that home. I've been in L.A. Since I'm 18 years old. Married to my wife, my incredible wife, Tracy, who's here today, for 37 years. Was in the home in the Palisades for 30. Our daughter Morgan was born in Norfolk here, right? And then we had 3 boys, all born in L.A., but all 4 kids grew up in the house in the Palisades. You never think in a million years, 2025, that your house can go up in fire, or it can just disappear.
And that's we're seeing a picture of what's left.
And that January 7th moment, it's tough to even look at, man. That January 7th moment, you know, we've had a number of challenges with fires and brush fires, but we're in the flats of the Palisades. For people around the country that don't know, there's no big brush around, there's no big trees around, it's the flats. And you never expected a million years for something like this to happen. On that fateful day of the 7th, we were told to evacuate. I saw the fires way behind in the mountains, Gordon. It was crazy. But the winds changed. Mm-hmm. And my wife and daughter were out. They were out kind of shopping because, you know, our daughter Morgan kind of came in from London. Wanted to surprise Tracy for her birthday, which was January the 10th. And they were having a great day, and I was just, every couple of hours, I would kind of call and check in and say, you know what, we'll be all right. And then the winds changed. And I said, I think I'm going to start packing things up. 30 years in a house, what do you pack first? That's the challenge that I ask you and ask everyone.
Pictures.
Ask myself. You try pictures, right? But then which ones do you take, right? And so we got the important documents. And around 5 o'clock, the skies got black. The winds picked up. That choking smoke, we got in the cars and left. And we checked into a hotel in Santa Monica. It's the old Lowe's, which is now called the Regent Hotel, believe it or not. And interestingly enough, I got to L.A. summer 1977 from Brooklyn, New York, actually from Long Island, New York. I wanted to be a bodybuilder, you know the story. Yeah. And that same beach called Muscle Beach was right out front. Very surreal, very strange. We opened the curtain.
Going back to the roots.
And we watched the Palisades burn that night and Malibu burn. That next morning we got in the car and tried to kind of sneak our way up because the police and National Guard were everywhere. The ash looked like we were in Aspen. It was that thick, and went up to the house. What was left of it, and there's a picture, right there. That was very.
What did you find in the house?
We found one thing. One thing. I don't know if you have a picture of it there, but we found a plate of the entire home. Everything was gone, and we found one thing, and it said, "When you're going through hell, keep going." Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill, yeah.
And I got the chills. I cried with Tracy. It was a very surreal moment, man, because when you lose everything, you got to look in that mirror and say, you know, what are you really made of? And there was this feeling, and we had this conversation. I spoke to your brother about it, and I tell you, your brother Tim was unbelievable, man. He would leave me little messages, little sayings, little verses, and he would recite from the Bible, and it was really unbelievable for me, Tracy, and Morgan to listen to. He's an incredible friend, but you really, something happened to me that was amazing. This sense of lightness came over me, Gordon. This sense of rejuvenation, a rebirth. I felt electricity going through my body, man, that I never felt before. And I felt this energy. I'm a pretty pumped up guy anyway, but this was at a different level. And I've been incredibly zoned in and very focused on not only the rebuild, but a lot of things that are going on in our community, in our state. And, you know, there's
Are you going to rebuild that lot?
Yes, we are. Yes,
okay.
we are. So first thing we had to do is we had to scrape the land. And the red tape, I heard in the interview before the gentleman from HUD talking about, you know, getting rid of all the federal problems and local problems. There's so many challenges, and we want to make sure that everyone can rebuild.
Firsthand in Altadena.
Yes, you did.
There were hazmat suits out because I
there
guess
were hazmat suits everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like a science fiction movie. It really did. And this is, like I keep going back to, this is 2025. But there's a listening deficit in this country and a listening deficit in California. And I've just been listening to people and wanting to help, not just help ourselves, but help everybody else in our community. And look, there's going to be catastrophes. Before us, there was hours, and there's going to be plenty more to come, unfortunately. And it's about being prepared and being ready. But also, I couldn't have done this without my beautiful wife, Tracy, who has stood by me, dealing with insurance. I mean, Gordon, you have no idea.
I have an idea. A lot of, you know, we're not covering it, is what I'm hearing kind of coming out of California.
Yeah, no, but it's been really challenging. And I'll just say that. And the most important thing, though, is, you know, you have to get back to your routine, back to a rhythm. And for me, it was getting back to the gym. You know, your dad and I used to have great conversations about working out, man. And
you had great workouts together.
I was going to say, man, we would train together, man.
Yeah.
We had some great, and your pops, man, he was strong. We would love to bench, love to do bicep curls, man. And by the way, it's the greatest thing. A lot of leg lifts, a lot of presses, but it's the greatest thing for you, man. It just gets you feel grounded. It gets you feel in the zone, and you feel like I can accomplish whatever I need to accomplish. And for me, just like your dad in the gym, for me, it was about the repetitions. And the reps that I did, I visualized what I needed to do and accomplish during the day. And that's the most important thing.
All right. There's a rumor going around.
Hang on, let me get a sip. Hang on, let me get a sip.
All your experience with California and the red tape and the insurance and, you know, what is the government doing or not doing, all of that, you're thinking about getting into politics.
Well, listen, it happened on Fox and Friends, who, you know, they've been great to me. I've been a guest on that show since 1999, way after we've been doing the 700 Club together, man. And my pal Brian Kilmeade had asked me to come on the show day 2 after the home burned down. And I was kind of reluctant to do it, man. We lost everything, Gordon. We had nothing to wear. You know, you tell your wife, honey, I got nothing to wear tonight. We truly, Tracy and I, had nothing to wear. Had to go to Banana Republic to get a sweater. Actually, this is the here I am on camera. Look at that.
Right.
This is very sporty. This is the sweater. And
it's your muscle sweater.
I'm feeling pretty good too. Here we go. You know. Bri asked me at the end of the interview, because I said, listen, I'm not about red or blue. I'm about the red, white, and blue. And you know this, Gordon. When I came here, I was actually on the President's Council of Fitness under Coach George Allen, under President Reagan. Then it was your dad. Your dad introduced me to Bush Sr. and Jr., Dan Quayle, right here, right in this building. I've been with Clinton and Obama. And I stood next to 48 or 50 of the governors putting fitness centers in elementary and middle schools in this great country of ours. And
well, standing with them and being one of them are two different things.
Well, yeah, but this is one of those moments where Brian said to me, you know, I said, listen, things have to change. We have a mayor and a governor that are just not cutting it. And they're nice people, I'm sure, but they're playing checkers, and this is all about chess. And Brian said, so what do you think, Jake? You think you'd be interested in running for governor of California? I said, I'm not saying no. And things really started to happen from there. And I've been meeting with people around the country, but in California, from all walks of life. And like I said, there's a real listening deficit. And I've been listening. And I'm not saying I'm 100% on board, but I'm getting closer to making a decision. Yeah, I'm heading to D.C. after this.
If another bodybuilder who ran for governor, if he were to call you, would that make a difference?
Well, you know what? Arnold's been a great friend of mine. I've known Arnold since I'm 19 years old. When Arnold actually was governor of the great state of California, I served as chair of the Fitness Council. And he had that same position when there was a guy named Pete Wilson. There's a lot of things that go into this. Obviously, my wife is 100% on board, and Tracy's been amazing. As an entrepreneur, you know, here's the thing. You know what you know, and you know what you don't know. And the stuff that you don't know, you get the right people around you. I have a whiteboard in my apartment now. We don't have a home. This is the first time I've been in an apartment since I'm 20 years old, man. So it's really a very interesting time in our lives.
It's a great time.
Listen,
you're not slumming.
No. It's an awesome time.
And you're not quitting either.
But no, listen, we don't quit. And the thing is, as an entrepreneur too, the stuff that you don't know, as I said, you get the right people around you, because if you don't, you end up becoming a legend in your own shower, as I say. and we want to make the right changes for the right time. And it's a super exciting time. And we're actually on our way to D.C., and we're going to be at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and we'll see.
We'll talk you into it. It's like 6:40 in the morning in California time. So, Arnold, if you're listening to me right now, you've got Jake's number. I know you do. So give your old pal a call and let him know. I as the son and grandson of a politician, I like to warn people thinking about politics. You have no idea what you're getting into. Because it's a blood sport now.
It is a blood sport. And you know what, though? Listen, life is about moments. And this is one of those moments. I never thought, I've always been the underdog my whole life. As you know, I was an overweight kid. I had a bad start growing up. My dad bought me a set of weights at 13. It changed my life. I've been very blessed in my life as an entrepreneur. I've won, I've lost. I've won a little bit more than I've lost. I have a great wife and family. Never thought my house would burn down. I think, I'd tell you the truth, Gordon, if my house didn't burn down, I mean, I'm glad that we're sitting here today. I mean, I saw you, you did a great, by the way, can I just say something? No, I have to say this. This is one of the funniest men that I've ever met. I'm not kidding around that I'm just sitting here. One of the funniest guys right here that I've ever met. You need to do some of the bits that you did.
This isn't a comedy show.
It's a fun show. You can make it fun.
I can make it.
At your brother's wedding, don't cut me off now. Now it's my turn. This is the way we do it. This is the way we do it. You do a great job, man, and I'll keep you posted. And as I head to D.C. and meet with a lot of my friends there, we'll see if we have some news, but I'll keep you posted on it.
All right, look forward to it. Jakes, thanks for being with us. Thanks for being such a great friend, and I know Tim is looking forward to seeing you later today.
Can't wait to see him and see the grounds. This new facility that you're building is going to be exquisite.
Yeah,
and I'd love
you want to sponsor the weight room?
I'd love to help. Don't put me on the spot. Let's go to commercial. We'll go to commercial.
All right, on that note.